Ooh,
Yes.
better. Okay, let me check.
Oh, shit.
Oh, we got a winner.
I've
We
had
got
some
a winner.
practice.
Hold on. That was fucking shit, wasn't it?
Roll the intro music. And we're back. Welcome back to Carl and Jordan versus the world, if that's what we're fucking calling it now.
I guess, yeah, Raw Podcast, Karen Jordan, the name will come.
Yeah.
We'll
And
get there.
we're very delighted to bring to you a guest,
Our
a
first
real
guest.
person who isn't Andrew.
We've swapped out Andrew for another tall person.
Tall, he
I
says.
think we're the same size. Where's this tall shit coming in from?
Tall.
I'm pretty sure like he's like that much more taller
I
than
can
me.
state for the record. I am not tall.
Okay, well, I'm 4 foot high, so I just like to clarify everyone is a giant to me, okay?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's Luke O'Halloran, bro. Great to have you here.
Thanks, pal. It's
That's
good to
it.
be
I wish
here.
we had an extra person. For
Thanks,
the,
dude.
For the claps.
Dude.
It's also Luke's birthday today. He's very kindly taking the time to come out here and come on his birthday.
Yeah, I'm now officially old.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
I'm a whole 25, and don't you forget it.
Damn. He's even older than you.
Oh, shut the
Granddad.
fuck up. Shut the fuck
Yeah.
up. I
Yeah.
got the 25 obstacle with myself this year. I'm a few months behind you, but no.
Rubbed in my face today by my mother that I'm now a quarter of a century.
Fuck. That's bad.
I know.
Wow.
I
That's
know.
bad.
You're halfway to 50.
I know. I know.
Why?
Do you know what?
Don't mean
I
to
feel
freak
it.
you out or
I feel it.
Look, at least you don't have these love handles at 24. You know what I mean? Well, if I make it to 50, it's gonna be a fucking miracle. But no. Anyway, dude, we brought you on today. Thank you so much for coming on, by the way. Really appreciate it.
Oh, man, I'm
especially
happy to
on
be
your
here.
fucking birthday.
Happy to be here.
We just wanted to bring you on because we always have the recurring themes of musicians and fucking this and that, knife tossers, jugglers, all of our friends. You know?
Sounds like some sick
Yeah,
antics,
but
dude.
it's funny. You were actually the one who kind of started me on my whole musical journey. That's revelatory. Kind of brought me back here to this podcast.
I didn't even know that.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
Luke. It's
I
awesome.
didn't even know.
You're like his Mr. Miyagi.
Both you and your father, Alan O'Halloran, shout out, hello, if you're watching. Yeah, like Luke taught me the basis how to play guitar, and Alan taught me how to DJ.
Oh, yeah.
So Luke and his father had a big role in my music career. So I remember with yourself, Luke, like you absolutely shredding shit. Still to this day, the best guitarist I've ever seen. Like of not professionals.
Yeah, you give me too much credit.
Oh no, absolutely, dude. Between you and Craig Brennan, you are the two best I've ever seen in the kind of local music scene, if that's what we're calling it. But now I was like playing bass guitar and the real guitar. I was too shit to play chords for my first year of playing guitar.
I think everybody starts there.
I couldn't play bar chords. I literally couldn't. I used to play bass notes, just like boom, 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 on an actual guitar.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
play bass notes on rock band guitars, so.
Man, we used to play the shit out of that.
Exactly. Luke was even better. He's better than me at a rock band.
Wow,
I'm
you
pretty
really are
fucking
like
good.
the Mr. Miyagi. My God.
Yeah. You know, he's pretty. He's for reals. He's this guy. But no, yeah, it was you. It was always interesting to go back to it because, as I said, that you were levels above me, still are in the guitar sense of things. Anyway, what started it all off for you, like the musical journey?
Joe, there's a funny part of a story in here somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
Yeah.
blow my own trumpet a little bit at the start here. I've been playing music since a really young age. I picked up to piano when I was really young. The piano lessons I ended up doing all the way up to grade 5. You know, kind of learned how to read music from that. Not that it's ever been of any use with the guitar, because I actually cannot read guitar sheet music.
No,
I taught myself completely on tablature. No idea. But yeah, I started on the music stuff with piano. Kind of got a little bit bored of it because I wanted to be playing stuff that was
Rock.
not necessarily like
Yeah.
that, but just playing classical stuff that nobody knows, and then you see someone sit down on a piano and they bang out like this wicked blues tune, or you know, Don't Stop Believing, and you go, man, I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
And you probably could if you knew how, but
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
really know how to play like classical stuff.
Yeah.
Not that it's bad, but you know, you're sitting there not feeling like the popular kid in the room.
Yeah, I found that like piano and synthesizer kind of transpose for electronic music making because it's that kind of thing. I totally agree with you though. Like with guitar wise, it's piano's no fucking help to you, minus maybe teaching you the notes to ear or something like that. You know.
Yeah.
It's weird how it's that, but you actually were handy at the L drums as well, if memory serves correctly.
I tap away sometimes. Yeah. Weirdly enough, my first foray into that kind of stuff, into rock music at first, came from School of Rock.
Yeah,
I remember watching that movie and going, I want to do that.
Yeah.
That looked awesome.
Yeah.
So I got an electric guitar before I got an acoustic guitar.
Can you remember your first electric guitar? I can't remember your first. What was
I do. My grandfather bought it for me.
Granddad
It was an old Squire.
Squire, was it?
Yeah, I had a really small, like, fucking 10 watt little amp. Yeah. You know those starter packs you get in Argus?
Yeah, I'm still using one of those.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, I got that. And do you know what I did? My dad yelled at me so bad because I snapped a string first day, and he thought that was the guitar broken.
And it was the E string, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
I bet you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, it wasn't actually. I think it might have been the B string.
B is pretty bad too. B, E, B, and fucking G are bastards always. G is usually just out of tune. This is guitar talk for fucking all you people watching at home.
I have no idea what they talk about. I feel awful because I'm just untalented.
Why are you here, man?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go finish this.
Ouch.
I'll go to the pub or something.
You know I love you. I'm sorry. No, yeah, it's just fucking. I remember you playing a white Squire at some stage that my father gave a lent to you.
That was a Honer.
Apparently,
it used to be your dad's.
Yeah.
He gave it to me because he wasn't using it.
Yeah.
I think it's still knocking about somewhere.
I know. I lost it somewhere.
I was wondering. I had a vague recollection of giving it back to you at some
you
point, but I had no
100%
idea
did.
what happened at
And I
then.
may have put the blame on you, like, hey, Luke has that guitar, bro.
Don't worry about it. If I say you have it and you say I have
keep
it,
this going.
it's somewhere.
You know what time are we in at the podcast? We're probably a few minutes in. My dad's probably clicked off watching by now, so we should
So
be
it's safe.
okay.
We're safe.
We should be okay.
We're 7 minutes. Only I'm back in here now. So.
I don't know where the fuck it is. Maybe if memory serves correctly. I got. Here we go. Come on, make fun of me.
Wow. This, if you don't watch, I don't blame you if you don't watch. But this happens a lot of podcasts. Jordan gets a little tongue tied, and so do I as well. And it's
Easy thing to happen.
because of these bad boys.
Yeah, that's it.
Still
Oh,
on
yeah.
the run from
Yeah.
last time. Beer as well. We'll swap onto that when we run out.
Yeah. But also, you are currently, Luke. I'm gonna skip the musical origin backstory. You'll get into that, I'm sure, with the with the influences and stuff. But you are currently you're living the dream over in London with the gigs at the moment.
Yeah, I guess so. It's kind of hard at the moment because I have to work a full-time job.
Yeah, as we all fucking
And
do.
my chosen profession at the moment is running a pub. So I don't get weekends. I don't get days to gig unless I book them off like months in advance.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that thing where you've got to get the day off and then go, well, I really hope that this doesn't get cancelled like last minute because I'm screwed if it does, which has happened.
Yeah.
It has happened. But I got really into the gigging kind of, I would have said like November. I played quite a few gigs, October, November, December. The last one I played was just before Christmas, which was probably the highlight of my year.
Yeah.
It was just a fantastic gig. And the first time I got paid for a gig as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, right? You know you're a proper musician when you finally get paid for
That
a gig.
is a tough job as a musician. There's a lot of unpaid gigs that happen at the beginning.
Tell me about it.
That's a big milestone. That is a
Yeah.
big
It is a
step.
big
Well
achievement.
done, man.
Yeah. The hardest bit was though when someone asks you, "Oh, how much?" and you
Yeah,
go,
what you say?
"Oh, fuck, I haven't thought this far."
I didn't think this day would ever come. So
$1 million.
No, fucking.
Yeah.
What did we? Well, I'm not gonna ask you if it's real how much you charge in the end.
Oh no, I'll openly
Yeah.
say. I ended up getting 100 quid.
100 quid, that's good.
good,
We're
yeah.
broken bastards then. if
The, wor-
that's the case.
the worst kick in the teeth was though I broke my phone literally 2 days before the gig, so I had to spend that and more on getting a new phone literally the next day.
Sick.
Yeah, I know, right?
You made a loss. At that.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about
That's
it.
real rock and roll.
Yeah.
I know, tell me about it.
But
But
life of a rock star.
yeah, I'm hoping to get back into it a bit more now soon. I've got more stuff written. I've got more stuff
Fantastic.
I'm putting together. So
That's it. And you are a singer-songwriter. That's just if people don't know who you are, who's watching this at the moment.
that's all right.
so
I
I'm
don't
sure-
expect anybody to know who I am.
you're a singer-songwriter, but I know you come from heavy band roots. I've been in a couple of bands with yourself back in the day, you know. But
those were the days.
those are good old days. How do you make the transition? That's a big question, because I went through a little singer-songwriter phase, and then I just realized I'm not that good at singing, so I had to kind of stop it. But like, you vocally have improved tenfold since I remember I remember your neighbor let you record on like a 10-track recorder at the
I've
time.
still got that.
Fuck
no,
right off, you
no,
got
I
that.
don't. I kind of do.
Okay.
So weirdly enough, weird plug for this.
Yeah, okay.
Wasn't
Okay,
wasn't
okay,
intending this
okay,
whatsoever.
no worries.
Me and a mate of mine, David, used to have a Let's Play YouTube channel,
Okay.
and we used to record our commentary on that 12 track.
12 track.
Yeah, so it's still in his house. He's still got it.
Oh shit.
Like, it's in bits.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, there are buttons held together by like a safety pin jammed into it to stop it falling. Like, that's the state it's in. Like, but it still works.
Yeah, I remember when you got that, I was like, oh shit, like Luke's got a fucking recording studio in his home right now. And I remember we had a mobile home down in Rush, and we were writing songs for it and shit, like with plants, good times. Yeah, both of us were just shit though, so
Yeah.
I couldn't. But no, like you started recording on that. Jeez, I went off topic there. Yeah, how have you made the adjustment vocally, because you have improved so much? Because that's what it was. Sorry, it was the demo tapes from that. I remember you recorded a little EP at the time.
Yeah, I did. Jesus.
And
I forgot about that.
I'd love to listen to them now. I really would. I
you
don't
know
have
what?
them anywhere. I think
I
Callum
do.
might have them on
No,
the
I
computer.
do. I do. I have them. I have 2 of them.
Oh shit.
2 of the 4. Yeah, let's not go into that.
Yeah, we'll look at that one off camera.
Yeah, let's not go there.
So, what have you been changing your game vocal wise?
It's always been one thing for me that I've always been really self-conscious of my vocal ability.
Everybody is. Yes.
I've always felt like as a musician, I'm good at playing the instruments, but was just never quite as good at singing as I wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
So particularly kind of in the last year or so, I was asking around for people who did vocal coaching and that kind of stuff. I didn't end up getting any vocal coaching in the end because doing a vocal coaching in London is pricey.
Yeah, absolutely.
But also,
Million Ed Sheeran's trying to make it over there. Like,
yeah. But I ended up just sitting down a load of fucking YouTube videos and just practicing what they were telling me to do. And one day I just went off and it just clicked.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even say it was like a gradual thing, which it probably was. Just one day I just felt like it clicked.
Yeah.
And it worked. And I just kept going with it. And
That's
apparently
that's how
yeah.
it works. Apparently, I certainly wouldn't know. But, no, because I just noticed like fucking improvement was vocally, like it was like a lot. It was like, oh shit, because I think it was actually when Not for Granda's funeral, we had the little fundraiser out in the garden for him.
Yeah.
And you did a bit of karaoke. And
yeah,
I
I
remember you got
that.
up to sing, and I thought it was like, Luke's just doing a bit of karaoke in front of the family's fun. I was like, oh shit, this guy's good, you know. I was like,
He's rocking out right now.
You were rocking the Ed Sheeran, like, so.
Oh, that's right. I did sing Ed Sheeran that.
You did. And fair play to you. You were absolutely excellent.
Thanks, man.
Fucking.
Didn't we have, what was that song that our dads do? The Lightning Express.
Yeah, Lightning Express.
Yeah. Man, that still gives me fucking goosebumps every
Yeah.
time I hear them do it.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You
Even
guys are
crazier,
just a
but-
fucking musical family. Like, I feel
Yeah,
so
I know.
untalented. If I didn't already, I'm like, oh, I forget. They actually come from a really good musical family. It's not just these guys. I'm really out of the water here.
I think it was like turning back on it, like I knew from my side I wasn't with you every second of every day in your teenage years. But it was like music was a very common thing there. Like everyone who we knew was fucking
was musically
musicians,
involved.
musically
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah.
There was fucking, so you still speak to the guys, fucking Shelley, Kavanagh,
Yeah.
Grimeses and Craig and all them guys. Shout out to the boys.
Yeah. Funnily enough, a lot of them don't do a lot of
Yeah,
music
a
anymore.
lot of them don't
which
do
is
it.
kind of sad in its own way.
So yeah, Shelley especially. Shelley was a good old guitarist,
Was.
a great rhythm guitarist for himself. Is Craig still at it? Is he?
I don't think he does it nearly as much as he used to. I've been to his house quite recently. He's still got the guitars.
Yeah,
But I don't think he takes them down and plays that much.
he could shred as well.
Which is
He was a
like-
shredder.
Man, that band.
It's just memory lane.
I
now.
know.
We're just reminiscing. Sorry.
Nostalgia central.
Everyone's
This is
like,
what
"What?"
happens when you hit 25, guys.
Yeah,
You start reminiscing on the good
you
old
start
days.
talking about everything in the past tense, and
Oh, back in my day.
Good days, you know. Joe, fun fact. I went to my first ever rock concert with that man over there.
Oh
Carl.
shit! Yes, there's some serious stories to be had here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Please tell.
We got to fill an
So-
hour here.
So, do you remember the lineup?
I can remember the Blizzards. Oh no, I'm talking. Sorry, my first real concert. You brought me to my first underground concert. I want to remember the name Zed Army, Zed Nation. Was it? Was I
shit.
close?
Okay, yeah. No, I was thinking of our first real concert.
Yeah, we went to ACDC. That's what we're
Yeah,
talking about here. We're
yeah,
not
yeah.
crazy.
No, but now that you mention that,
The
I also
Blizzards.
remember that.
You brought me to my first underground concert.
Yeah.
Of just
What
local.
were
battle
their
of the
names?
bands.
Jesus.
Zed,
yeah.
Zed Army or something. You were mates with one of them. I remember.
Yeah, I remember that. I can't remember what their actual
Fuck.
names were. I bumped into them recently at a gig.
Are they still going? Or are they?
No, no, Jesus, no.
I was like, fuck right on.
No. Yeah, I went to see Funeral for a Friend about 4 years ago, and I bumped into two of them at it. I was like, whoa.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Where was that? That fucking gig.
That first one was in. I don't think it's there anymore. It was
Yeah. It was a good spot.
McDowell's or no, it was a G, wasn't it? Magruder's.
That's what it was. 'Cause
Yeah.
There's 3 separate stages going at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty sick.
It's great. It's a great spot. It'd be a great spot now if it was still around.
I
Fucking
know,
hell.
I know. It's just
good
down from the
times.
Guinness Brewer, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Around there.
yeah.
You brought me to that. But anyway, on the real gig,
Yeah.
you probably see ACDC.
Yeah, we went to see AC/DC as our first gigs, which
Yeah.
is still something I bring up to people when we're talking about gigs we've been
Yeah.
to. And I don't know if you remember this particularly well, but we missed a trick at that gig.
Oh, yes. This is embarrassing.
Yeah.
You said it. You said it.
So, our dad's cousin, by the name of Martin, brought us to this gig.
Shout out to Martin.
Martin Daly, my man, and his son-in-law Dermot, and we're there in the crowd, and ACDC are playing, and we're like, "This is fucking awesome."
Yeah.
We're like, didn't know what to be doing, and he comes over and just hands both of us a beer, and also just for a bit of clarity, we're like
How old were you?
15, 16, something like that. Yeah, and he hands us a beer and goes, "Hold on to this for a minute." And
Don't
us,
tell
in our
me you
absolutely
actually held
naive,
on to it.
innocent minds, thought he was just like, "Oh yeah, he just wants to hold it for him." Yeah, we didn't take a fucking sip of it. And still to this day, looking back on it, I still get wound up by this, by my dad and by Martin.
Yeah, I still do
Yeah.
as well.
Well, you fucking deserve it, you fucking
Yeah,
idiot.
yeah. Ah, listen.
That's how honest we were. That we were good kids.
Apparently we
What
were.
happened?
I don't know. I don't know.
Here, hold this for me, buddy. I know you won't drink it. Like,
Well, look, you can trust us now.
Yeah.
Apparently.
You can't can you fuck it be gone with it.
Oh God, man.
Honestly, yeah, fucking hell, forgot about that moment of clarity. It's just, and
Yeah.
he came back and he was like, dude, what the fuck?
he was really
Yeah,
like,
And the
"Come
worst
on,
bit was,
man, you have to
about
spell
20
it
minutes
out."
later, he comes and takes them off us.
Yeah, he's still drinking them.
Assumedly to drink them himself, and we're both like, "Oh, okay, cool." Took a while, and then I think he might have just gone, "For fuck's sake!" And we're like,
He would have. He said, "These two fucking idiots don't realize
"What
what's
did we,
going on."
what did we do?
Give me
What
this
did we
beer
do?"
back.
What did you think? Like, oh, I'm just gonna chug the two of them at the same time. That's my thing. Got a bit of a problem. Thanks for helping me out, guys.
Just did not occur to us whatsoever.
Oh fucking hell, that was a good
Oh,
night.
now look at us, a fucking pair of alcoholics. Like,
The world's been cruel, Luke. Okay, it's been, you know that shit.
yeah.
That was the turning point. After that, you never
Yeah.
missed it again. You
will
were
never
Yeah,
let a drop of
we
alcohol
made a
go
point.
to
We're
waste
not
again.
missing a chance.
Yeah, but sorry, getting off topic from yourself there. That was fucking brilliant.
Oh man.
Running a bar, right?
Yeah.
You for yourself with the music team, as you said, can be a pain in the hole.
Oh yeah.
What is the most pain of the whole drink to make? And I
Oh.
think, like, word in the street is something simple, like I say, a coffee or a hot chocolate's a pain in the arse when you have to get the kettle out and all, is it?
It can be. Weirdly enough, I've had to go on coffee training, so I'm actually fully barista
barista?
trained.
Oh, shit,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
pretty
I
cool.
can do those fucking flowers and shit in the top of your
Oh,
coffee.
shit.
Yeah, I know, right?
I really want to see that now.
But yeah, they're not too bad. I can normally bust out a coffee fairly fast. But the worst thing is the combination of the two. And we have it on our cocktail list. And it's a running joke in the pub with some of the regulars that when they can see that I'm getting busy, they'll jokingly ask me for some. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So for me, it's an espresso martini.
Oh, Stephen loves those. Stephen Cox loves those.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Just because it's coffee,
And
it's spirits, it's shaking, It's just everything that's time consuming
Yeah.
smashed into one.
Espresso martini.
Just I hate them.
Fucking hell. Do you guys do
Hate
whiskey sours in yours?
I was
No.
just about to ask that for you.
No.
Jordan loves whiskey sours. Any chance he can get it, he'd be like, "You guys do whiskey sours here? Yeah, I'll take two."
Isn't whiskey sours just like whiskey, sugar, and lime?
It's whiskey, sugar,
isn't it?
lemon, lime. It's actually egg white in it as
Oh
well.
yeah,
just
I
to
always
give it-
forget that some
And
cocktails
some
have egg
form
white.
of bitters, I believe, is
And-
in there
and
as
in-store
well.
bitters.
Yeah, in-store
Yeah.
bitters, and so occasionally there is gradual syrup. I think put into it as well.
Oh right,
That's usually the ones I've come across. I just love it.
fair enough.
I just really, really love
A
it.
drink for you. You may or may not have tried. Have you ever had an old fashioned?
No, never had an old fashioned.
Heard of one?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
You
I
yes.
haven't heard
What-
of one. What is an old?
I reckon it's one you'd like because I know you like your Jack and all that.
Yeah.
Also like Jack.
Excellent.
Go
If
on.
you want to get out there.
So it's almost just pure bourbon.
Yeah.
So you get your double measure of bourbon. You get a bit of actual sugar, and those Angostura bitters, and it all gets mixed together. It's served over ice, normally with a little bit of orange, and it's just boozy.
Yeah.
But it's it's really nice. You get a little bit of sweetness from.
Not as good as your Long Island iced tea you made me that one time. That had
yeah.
me nearly in a wheelchair coming out of Granny's house.
That was a good day. We got quite a few people drunk that day.
Yeah, it was. It was you and your friend.
My friend Tim.
Tim. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, Tim, for getting that. I was a very drunk boy and spent most of the night talking to Tim. Well, he
Yeah.
kept making me Long Island iced teas. Luke and his friend Tim came over with the full mixology set up and just like did cocktails for this whole party thing we were at. And yeah, he's just like, Luke's like, "Hey, do you want Long Island iced tea?" And I was like, "I've never had one of those before. What is it?" He's like, "Just lots of fucking alcohol."
It really is. It's like six different spirits, which is nuts.
But they're great.
That
It
would-
tastes delicious. It's unreal.
That's dangerous.
It's
like
so
something
mu-
that can really get you fucked up, and it's delicious.
It's so much alcohol.
dangerous.
It's not alcohol anymore.
It's just fun in a glass.
Until you have like two of them, and then it's just
Yeah.
everywhere. Have you heard of a zombie? It's apparently like
No, I
a
haven't.
Long Island iced tea, like but
To the
worse.
max.
Oh, I have one for you actually on
Oh,
that
yeah.
topic. So this is another bartender who works in the pub down the road from me that I drink in because I don't like to drink in my own pub because drunk Luke is stupid Luke.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Make a fool of yourself where
Drunk
you work.
Jordan,
Tell
drunk
me
Carl,
about it.
Every drunk
Stupid.
person.
Yeah.
I'm stupid, sorry, but I'll
So
put it on
I
the
used to drink over in that other pub just because it was easier.
Yeah.
And one of the bartenders there by the name of Richard, I don't know if it was his own creation or if he'd gotten it from somewhere else, but he had this string of drinks called a bear fight, named as such because
You will be on the verified after
Fucking
this.
it's tough.
By the name
it's
of it.
tough. So it's 3 drinks,
Yeah.
one after the other, in particular order that you have to down. And actually, funnily enough, Laura has done this, my sister.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
No,
she struggled.
Oh, yeah, I imagine so.
So it's a half a pint of Guinness, pint glass, half
Okay.
pint of Guinness, shot of Jameson, a shot with half Jameson, half Bailey's
Oh,
dropped in.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, standard Jaeger bomb as a second drink,
Okay.
and then your third one, which is the absolute killer, is a glass of milk with a shot of Malibu dropped
Oh no!
Yeah.
Remember Malibu, Carl? We have a funny story for you after this.
Okay.
But
Not that
It-
funny.
it
It's kinda
destroys
traumatizing
you,
or
mate.
whatever.
in. It's a hard one. It's fine. It doesn't hit you until a little bit later,
Yeah.
but it's just you feel it hit your
Imagine that in
stomach.
your fucking stomach.
It's
Yeah.
the milk, I think, that would really
it just
you
curdles.
feel that.
The
one,
milk's
huh?
that's a game changer. That is.
It's like
That's
if
a
you're
fucking-
drinking, like, and you were like, "Huh, bit of milk now. Enjoy the jacks."
Yeah.
Tell
You're
the Jackson
sleeping
said
there
no,
tonight, yeah.
Fucking hell, but no, that's a Harry Potter cauldron in your stomach, like
Tell
for
me
fuck's
about it.
sake.
Tell me about it.
Malibu is just.
We have a funny story
dangerous.
about Malibu, Luke. I know this podcast is supposed to be about you, but
No, please.
Yeah,
Please.
we're on drink now.
We're
This
on
is
drink.
how it
Yeah.
happens.
this is what happens on every fucking podcast.
That
So
explains why you got a bartender on it.
it. We are at our friend Shauna's birthday, right? And it's one of those we're playing, the Kings and the fucking beer
Drinking
bongs,
games.
drinking games, the
Yeah.
fucking usual. Shauna always just has a concoction of fucking shots in her house. There's fucking dish snaps, fucking. You know what I mean? The table's made of alcohol nearly. Do you know what I mean?
Nice.
Like it's fucking
And
just
it's all real odd, like stuff you wouldn't normally
like
think of.
like
No.
cinnamon vodkas and
Oh Jesus.
licorice this and that. Like it's fucking like it's crazy. Now when you're locked, you just drink every single thing is thing in sight. But Carl doesn't do shot. Carl's a bad drunk because he has the body of a child.
Yes.
And the liver of a
4
child.
foot high. But god damn if I can't be included. So I should have stopped a long time ago, but I didn't.
So I think I was trying to make Carl do a piranha shot with me or something. You know, it's like
Oh, like the
Yeah.
like cola snap stuff.
the colas
yeah.
and the sour apples.
The
you
apples,
know.
yeah.
They're tasty.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You know, just
like
so I was like,
jelly.
come on, Carl, we're doing shots. I was like, he's really locked. He doesn't need any more shots in his life.
You
at the
could have
moment.
given me water. I'd be like, woo, that vodka.
And then I turn around and I see Carl with the Malibu pouring into the shot glass, and I went, "Oh, hold on there, sailor." I was just like, "Oh, buddy, you might not want it." And he was like, "No, fuck off."
Oh, I like
And
it.
first you knocked one back, and I was just like, "Carl, you hate coconut. It's Bounty Bar
I
vodka.
do.
That's
I
what
really hate
Malibu is.
coconut.
It's Bounty Bar vodka.
I
You're not
didn't
gonna
even
like
know
it."
it was coconut. I
Yeah.
couldn't taste the coconut
Oh
in it.
And then he
god.
slaps back the shot, goes to me, goes, "Fuck you. Oh, I like it." Like that.
Oh,
So
brilliant.
what I did was I said, "All right, go fuck yourself."
Handed him the bottle, walked away.
And I continued. And then there was another point. I was pouring a drink for myself, and I don't know who's seen it, but I poured it up and I just filled half the glass with like whiskey at the
You had a
time.
bottle of Jack,
Jack.
and
Oh,
we were drinking. You know
God.
the plastic cups that are actually pint glasses, but
Yeah.
you don't think they're pint
Yeah.
glasses.
I went,
Yeah.
And I looked at it and I was like, "Oh, that's half full. I bet what's there right now."
Oh god.
Bit of Coke or whatever.
Yeah.
And drank that, and that's when people were like, "Yo, you should probably check on Carl.
Yeah,
He's really fucking up there."
he was a sick boy that night. But
Oh, I well believe
Almost
it. I
died.
well believe
alcohol's
it.
great. Alcohol is the best thing. And why does it always turn to alcohol in this fucking podcast?
Because
We
we're
actually got a
drinking.
guest on, and we're still talking about drink.
That's all right. It's worse things you could talk about.
Yeah, very true. Very
It's,
true.
it's a gimmick at this point,
I think people are upset if we don't speak about the
Yeah, you gotta have the
alcohol
alcohol
Yeah.
segment.
Yeah.
we could do this sober, and it would be boring if that's what you guys want. But I don't want that.
Yeah, and I think we should give a birthday cheers to Luke. We haven't given him a
Oh,
birthday cheers.
thank
He just
you.
said it like that. So,
Cheers, lads.
Actually,
On that note, we'll go to the break. There's no sponsor or anything. It's just the camera can only record for a half hour. So
so we'll be back after we refill our drinks.
after these messages.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, and we are back from the break. Yeah, we had a little issue there.
It was a problem. It was a
If we
big
look
problem.
different now, we're really
We're so
sorry.
sorry. If we fucked everything up.
We've had a few of these now. Oh yeah, they don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so what were we talking about? We were just talking about drunk stories before we left off there.
yeah.
We'll try and pull this back into
This is some form of
some
eligible
form of
conversation.
podcast stuff.
I have a question, if that's okay, Luke.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know why I was speaking to you,
Yeah,
because that's Luke, you or Carl.
I don't know why I answered. That's the worst bit.
Gigging wise, London.
Yes.
Is there a lot going on music scene? Because you know the way we have the Irish thing is for being in a band, we blame the whole Irish music system for not being right, for excuse for us being just shite.
That's why
But,
no one shows up. It's because no one's interested in music around here.
What's like in London? Is it a lot bigger? Like a lot more going on?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
As a musician who's only now starting to get his own stuff out,
Mhm.
it is a daunting thing when you know and have been out to see like small indie bands, unsigned bands, or your friends even, who have got a little bit more going on, and you're like, wow, like this is a bigger thing than I thought.
It was, yeah.
Like I played support for a couple of friends of mine back in October, and like I did my gig. I got a few people along,
Sweet.
and then towards the end of my set, all of a sudden, people started coming in.
Oh,
I'm
right.
like, oh, cool. All right, it's gonna
Yeah.
keep playing. By the time they came on, the place was actually filled, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like I can't do this yet. I don't have this big a following yet
Yeah,
to
yeah,
do
yeah,
this.
yeah.
It's just it's quite daunting, but also because London has so many people, so many different places you can go and play, so many venues, and so many different cultures as well.
So many
Yeah.
different types of music, like
Yeah,
whatever you
like
want to do over
people-
there.
people
be
will
good.
come to gigs a lot more readily than they would here. You know, plus
Yeah.
there is the aspect of London being a lot more accessible. You know, I don't drive.
Yeah.
Most of my friends don't drive. Yet you can get anywhere in London with the public transport.
Yeah.
Whereas here, it's a little bit harder. with
It's
the
a bit
loads of
harder,
buses.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been cursing bus drivers here far more than I've ever done
Absolutely,
before.
and they deserve every fucking second
Yes.
of it. But no, it's just it seems to be a lot bigger for like independent kind of stuff. Than what I've seen is especially for the rap thing, man. We can't get anybody to come to the shows. I know we're shit, but but
Gotta
fucking
believe, man. Gotta believe.
yeah. It's just
Yeah.
it's really hard to get like a fucking like we had a video that got like fucking what was it 40,000 views for her.
Oh
speech?
yeah,
Yeah,
I remember it.
40,000.
Yeah, on Facebook, yeah.
Might have-
But
I might have
again, there
shown it
was
to a few
no
people.
fucking interest there. Like it was just like, oh man, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Would
And
you
then
like to
that's
come to
it.
a gig? Oh no.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
usually, you know, back in the day, someone here just to say something or saying
like, "Oh,
something,
where you
they'd be like,
playing?"
oh, bro,
Mm.
like fucking, I'll check you out. Like
Yeah.
all the fucking acts that were there. There's a doggy sniffing me.
But that's a problem with, I think, not just Ireland at the moment. It's the whole music scene,
Yeah.
the whole music industry. In that everything is now online.
yeah.
There's less people going to gigs and more people just subscribing to a channel.
Yeah.
And listening to people like. I've seen bands go from doing nothing more than YouTube
Mhm.
to then gigging years later and
Yeah.
only then starting to get people going to gigs when they've been putting out their own music. They were 3 albums deep, and only then started gigging.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It just seems like a whole different ball game these
Yeah.
days.
Because a like doesn't equal, a fan that's going to go.
Yeah,
You
To,
know,
to constantly
It's
look up.
you can get 40,000 views, but you can't get 40,000 tickets sale.
No,
Yeah, it's
no.
crazy because if you put 40,000 people in a fucking an arena, like that's
Yeah,
that's
you'd sell
Anfield.
it
do
out.
you know
That's
what I
like
mean?
you've,
sell it
yeah.
out,
you've
yeah.
made it. Well, you're a superstar
Yeah,
then.
absolutely. But it's just more of the like, oh yeah, that's cool. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's, I think it's harder. Though it's more accessible to get your music out there.
Mhm.
It's fucking harder
Harder
to
to
get
get
people
out
to
of their
listen.
house. Like,
You don't have to do labels anymore, which I suppose is good. Like,
yeah,
nowadays labels can be a tough thing. Fair play to people who do get labels signed. We've never really been on, so it's a little
We're
salty.
nowhere near that stage.
But you don't need that at least to be heard now. It's just that now that everyone gets heard, it's people
Yeah.
care a little bit less, I think.
yeah.
know?
I wouldn't disagree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's more like there's like certain niches that come in to play, isn't
Mhm.
it? On music
Yeah.
now at the moment, like at the moment, it's that fucking little pump and little fucking all that shit. Do you know what I mean? We're,
Yeah.
we're
Mumble
rap,
rap.
yeah, mumble rap shit. I can't like I guess I don't understand it as a DJ. I have to respect every genre in some sense or form. Do you know what I mean? But it's
I respect the people in that they're selling out places. I'm not.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but are
but-
we getting old? As in, like
Because like I don't understand.
when we were
this
cranking
damn-
out to
this damn
Usher in the
music.
2000s and Eminem and
yeah.
all, and the
Yeah.
parents were going like, "What the fuck is that?" And you're like, "Shut up, mom! This is real music right now."
How can you not get this?
It gets me in a song, and then it's just like that's what they're doing
Yeah.
now, and we're just like, "Oh, that's the ghost."
ghost,
I hope
fine.
the audio got that.
Yeah. Finally, some proof.
This is a ghost in the ice machine here.
so that was.
But no, it's fucking like that's what it is. Because to them, I think this music nowadays is our little phase of
Yeah.
Ushers and shit. Sure, me and you, fucking Luke, we used to fucking Bullet from a Valentine, Fall Out Boy, all the fucking Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But like, and back then you were just like, this is real music, okay? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Still love them. Still, like, I still
Oh,
listen
yeah.
to them and
I still
stuff.
give 'em a
But
listen.
Like,
Yeah.
it's always got that nostalgia factor now.
Yeah,
For
Yeah.
us.
absolutely.
But I'm just scared that this whole hating on the new music thing is me becoming old.
Yeah. I think
It's a
There's
relevant fear.
definitely- yeah, there's definitely some truth in that. I think it a lot. It's like, I don't fucking like it. But sometimes when I'm around like younger people, like 17, 18, they're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm hip, I'm down. I'm only 22, but like I'm still young.
You put
Word.
your hat backwards and all. Yo,
Yeah.
Put
kids.
it sideways.
Yo, what's up? No,
Oh,
but fucking. Yeah, I suppose we just have to accept the movement of the times with music
Yeah.
and everything else. Now, I'd like to know for you, Luke, what's the plan, music-wise? Are you actively seeking is the word I'm trying to say. Fuck
How
off.
now, brown cow?
You gonna record? You looking for a band? What's the plan?
What I'm doing at the moment is trying to find the money to get my own
Yep.
equipment. So I've got stuff written. I have fallen into this trap that I know I've done and I've always done, and I kick myself about it all the time. I write music, but I write band music.
Yeah.
I write the drums, I write the bass, the
It's all
guitar.
in your head. Yeah.
Yeah, I write all of that, but I can't play all of that together.
Yeah.
You know, I'm limited by one man.
and one set of hands.
I mean, I'm an octopus these
Yeah.
days. Have you not heard? But yeah, what I'd love to do is get recording equipment, a PC capable enough of doing it.
Yeah.
And then putting them all down, track by track, putting it together. But then when I go to play a gig, you know, as cheesy as it sounds, and as I don't know how it will go down in a gig sense.
Yeah.
To actually just pull the guitar and the vocals out of that recording, use the rest as a backing track, and play along to that live at venues.
No.
I
harm
would
in
like
that.
to do that, to give it a go, because it'd mean I could actually do what I want to put out.
Absolutely no beef with that, dude. That's what we do if we play with a band. We have a couple of lads who jump in on guitar and drums for us. All we do is just remove the instrument.
Yeah.
I still have my samples going through my decks. Like I'd still have
Yeah.
the synthesizer. I'd still have the bass. Like so, I just have synth and bass while the lads are playing drums and guitar. Absolutely no shame in that. Like
Yeah, it's just one of those things where, you know, particularly with like rock music,
yeah,
you get a lot of people going,
Yeah.
"Oh, he's using a backing track."
Oh yeah, you're
Oh,
dead
yeah,
right.
does he not have real musicians?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you get that little bit of a judgment factor
do,
from some
absolutely.
aspects of the community, you know?
Yeah, but that's everywhere.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd love to give it a go. I'm just a little bit limited by the equipment I have and the knowledge
Yeah.
as well. You know, I don't have any training in recording or production or anything like that. I'd love to have a bit, don't get
Yeah.
me wrong. But at the moment, I'm writing the stuff, but then just creating a really stripped back acoustic version of it
Yeah.
and playing that at the odd gig that
The
I
gig
do, you know?
that it gets done. Yeah.
But ultimately, that's the goal I'd like to
Yeah,
achieve.
that's it. You should stick with that. And
Yeah.
fuck it. I know the judgmental thing of the rock thing. We played the Button Factory, Luke, a few months ago, and
It's like a year ago.
a few
Let's,
years ago.
let's live on.
I'm still
let's live
living
on
in
the
that glory.
high.
And honestly, there was this band we were in contact to open with us, and they're like, I'm not saying that it was just like, yo, it's a Button Factory, yo. It's like it's pretty fucking big
Button
for
Factory's good, man.
independent. Yeah,
Yeah.
for independent artists, it's as big as you're gonna get, minus your wheelings probably in Dublin anyway.
Yeah, I get
Do you know what I mean?
I get you. I get you.
And like at the time, we did a lot of kind of like new metal, like Linkin Park stuff.
Yeah.
And it was the screamo with the singing and the rapping and the
Muse as
the
well.
Muse
Yeah,
kind of
nice.
stuff, you know. But the band we were asking to, the singer just like listened to it, he's just like he was just like, I'm sorry, I can't, we can't open for you. Like, I don't agree with your music. Like he goes, like a turntable should be nowhere near a guitar and all this. But like I always thought he was messing, like. And I'm not gonna say their name because fuck them. I'm not giving them any,
No,
any
yeah,
attention on social media. But
Are they still going?
yes, they are still going.
Okay.
No, they've been doing the same thing that they have been doing
Okay.
the
No, just
last while.
curious. Just curious.
But it's just very fickle. I don't know if I know. I was like, that's something that you should grow out of when you're 16. You know what I mean? I was that 15, 16-year-old with the Nirvana hoodie on. Like, I don't listen to the charts. I don't fucking. You know what I mean? Fuck
You
that
fucking
shit.
mainstream,
Yeah,
bro.
you
Fuck
mainstream. You sold out to the man, yo. Do you know what I mean? Like, we all go through that fucking phase in our
Yeah.
life. But you know, I was just like, I can't fucking believe this guy. I fucking.
Yeah, it's a bit of a childish attitude, isn't it?
It is like I think music should be music regardless of what fucking genre it is.
As long
if
as
you
you're
like it.
making something that sounds
Yeah, like
nice.
it-
it
If you
doesn't
like it
matter,
at the
you
end of the
know?
day, and again, if something's like, if it's just like, yo, you could have just said, sorry, man, I just don't think we mix stylistically. Absolutely
Yeah,
fine.
I
Do
mean,
you know what I mean?
you're absolutely entitled to your opinion of not liking
Yeah,
the music someone
absolutely,
makes.
yeah.
That's fair enough. And
Yeah.
if you don't like it, at least be constructive about it.
Yeah,
Say, I don't like
100%.
this, I don't like that. Don't just go, it's shit.
Yeah.
Because what can I work with that?
Yeah, I
You
just
know?
Thank you for the criticism. I'll
100%.
try not to be.
Thank you for
shit.
your professional
Yeah,
expertise.
I'll work on
critique
my
right
not
there.
being shit next time. But like, no, it
Yeah.
is though. You're dead right. It's fucking. It's ridiculous just to be. It's shit. It's like that whole thing of like, yeah, turntables shouldn't be near deck, or decks shouldn't be near fucking guitars. It's like, is there a science of why them two shouldn't go together
Yeah.
that you can argue with? And it's likewise with fucking like some metalheads and all, like just like
Oh,
you know with
yeah. Do you know what? I totally get that, and I've really seen it a lot recently, but it's also given me a bit of hope at the same
Mhm.
token. I don't know if you have followed or if you even listened to Bring Me the Horizon.
Yes, I know. Yeah, Medicine was their newest
They
one.
released
Yeah.
the album.
I thought it was fantastic. I listened to it. I
Yeah,
thought it was
I've listened
excellent.
to the whole. There's a couple of songs that I wouldn't be too keen on,
Yeah.
but at the same token, I think it's a fantastic album.
Yeah,
and
it's Medicine is the issue. I bet you. Is it?
they've got a number one.
Yeah,
They have achieved a number one. So
Yeah.
clearly, it's good music.
it's a hit single.
But
Yeah,
it's very different from what they've always done.
Yeah.
And you get these people in the YouTube comments going,
Sell out.
this isn't what this
Yeah.
isn't the Bring Me the Horizon that I know. But that was the start, and now you're starting to actually see people in the comments going, serious respect for them doing
Yeah,
this.
absolutely.
They're showing their versatility and their ability as musicians and
100%.
creators.
If they don't grow, then they're just kind of one-trick ponies, making the
Yeah.
same songs over and
Yeah.
over. It's better to like expand
Exactly,
and try new
exactly.
stuff.
It's why Avenged and Linkin Park and System of a Down, they all switched their sound up towards the end of their
Yeah.
tenures in
Yeah, if you
charge because they
can't-
couldn't. Like Linkin Park couldn't go ahead and make 4 fucking Hyper Theories. Like
No.
when they made their, what was the second one? Meteora, was it the second
Meteora,
one?
yeah.
Yeah. Like that was new metal was a dying genre when it fucking started nearly. the rap metal. Who was there? There was Korn doing it, and there was
Limp
fucking
Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit, and they don't have the best rap in the music
Yeah.
thing. You know what I mean? It's just like,
Yeah.
are you a Limp Bizkit fan or are you a Limp Bizkit fan? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But fucking
Yeah.
yeah, it's just, and they got so much shit for it, Linkin Park and Avenged
Mm-hmm.
as well, because they brought out, what was it? I remember War Over Nightmare. Remember that
Yeah. There was that whole shift in music
when the Rev
with them.
died?
Yeah. And they got Mike Portnoy in, the drummer
Yeah.
from Dream Theater, to cover for the album and for the tour afterwards. Then they got another guy, I think Aaron Ilja, I think his name was. I don't know if they kept him. I think they might have gotten a different drummer in since. I'm not 100% sure. But because he was such a driving factor in their creativity,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
had to change their sound. They had to change
Absolutely.
how they created their music, and people didn't like it because it wasn't what they were used to
Yeah.
hearing. But at the same token, if you don't evolve as a band, as a unit, and create new things, what value is what
Yeah.
you're now putting
Yeah.
out? It's
Yeah.
just the same stuff. I could have listened to this 2 years ago on your previous album.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Music is about creativity, and if you
Yeah.
stop trying new stuff, then you've stopped being creative.
Exactly.
Because we have all the
Oh,
knowledge.
we-
We're the
look,
music
look,
gurus, you see.
We know everything. That's why we're drinking
Yeah.
and not selling out at the Tree Arena.
Yeah, it's just, but it's in contrast to the 21 Pilots and Post Malones right now. Who, if you listen to them, there is 100 million different genres going on in those songs. And it's just accepted now. Like it's just like, yeah, it's cool. But if fucking like Bring Me a Horizon have done, they dropped Medicine, and I just see those comments of fucking. The comments I would have made when I was 15,
Yeah,
16.
but-
You fucking sellouts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But no, I guess in relation to the music thing, I just think it's better to be more open wide. And what would you be like? What you most comfortable genre wise if you had to sit in the studio with your full band? What music would you make?
This is a thing, though. I would struggle to put a specific genre on it.
But that's a very good sign, though. That's a good
I guess
sign.
it is. I don't know if it's more that the stuff that I write is genre breaking, or if it's just a case of
Multiple.
I don't
genres,
know
yeah,
what
yeah,
to
yeah.
define it. Like, how would I describe it? It's definitely in the realms of hard rock to heavy metal,
Yeah.
as a genre. There's there's power chords on the guitars, there's harmonies, there's leads,
Yeah.
there's your vocals that are, some of it is a bit distorted, some of it is a bit clean. You've got your heavy kind of drum beats with your double bass pedals and that kind of stuff. But my background is classical music.
Yeah.
There's aspects of piano in there. There's aspects of orchestral strings.
Yeah.
There's lots of stuff in there that I write and I want.
Yeah.
And I want to put in there. Obviously, I can't stand there and do a whole orchestra,
Yeah,
which would
course.
be impressive if
No,
I ever
you're
got to
dead
do.
right. It's like
but-
classical and metal are very similar at the core if you construct it down to not the sound but the way it's the composition really
Yeah,
of tunes. Yeah.
I kind of get what you mean on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the hardest thing is actually trying to put it together.
Yeah.
Because when you hear it in your head, that's one thing, and you're like, this in my head makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you put it down, and you hear it, and you go, oh.
Fuck.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah,
and
no.
I have the worst habit for this because I'm hugely self-critical.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll put something down. I'll get my phone out. I'll get the voice recorder on it, and I'll record it, and I'll listen back to it. And I might listen back to it once and go, yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
I might listen back to it a week later and go, Jesus, this is shite.
Yeah. Well, that's the natural
Yeah, and-
music thing, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, but normally that happens. What I have done recently, and it's normally how I know I'm onto something that I want to continue with.
Yeah.
So I go back to it a week later and I go, oh yeah, this is still decent.
Yeah.
You know, and you go,
That's
okay,
good. That's
let's
a good
run with
sign.
this. I still like this. I don't know if anybody else has that experience at all.
I get the same when I'm making I make a lot of EDM, like electronic dance music.
Yeah.
I'm a fucker for spending 4 to 5 hours on a mix, and as it's compressing down, I'll be like, done, fucking lit, yeah, can't wait. I'll just halfway through it, as it's literally loading, going to complete, I'll be, yeah, that snare sounds like shit. And I'm just like,
Yep. I do
well,
that
back
so
to
much.
the start, you know. So no, that's good. That kind of signals you have a bit of a producer ear about you, you know, if that's the case, you know. But no, I really like that. I'd love to come back to something I made a week beforehand and be like, yeah, that's fucking deadly.
Yeah. Can't wait for that day to
No.
feel like that.
I'm still searching for that day.
Yeah, man.
I'm making money off my EP, off the streams it's getting on Spotify, and I still can't stand
Serious?
it. Yes.
That is
I've made
Wow.
€5. It's the most I've ever made.
Nice.
link to the EP in the description.
No.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
Keep this
yeah.
train going, people. Daddy needs some
Yeah.
new shoes.
Get 'em up to 10.
But
Yeah, no, man, that's sick.
yeah,
That's
but
brilliant.
still, even now, because I am like when I make a new song, I like when it's finished and polished perfectly, I pop it on my headphones and it's on fucking repeat for the next 48 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
fucking love it. Then I'm like, actually, this is a bit shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I think it's more of just repetition.
You're
rather than
always going to
anything.
find
Yeah.
the flaws if you listen to something
Yeah.
like even a great song by a big artist. You listen
I
to that
suppose if
over
you
and
listen
over.
to it enough times, you
it
can
will
click it out.
piss you
Yeah.
off, yeah.
But
Have you ever gone through the stages of listening back to something you've done, thinking it's all right, then over the next 20 to 30 listens, you go, oh shit, there's a mistake there.
yeah.
I fucked that bit up.
Yeah.
I don't like that. But then you keep listening to it, and if after another 20 to 30 tries, you stop hearing them. You forget they're there. Have you ever gotten to that stage of
No,
listening
normally if I do something wrong, it's like, yeah, oh, that's a real fuck up there, and it never goes. It becomes all I
Okay.
hear.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Maybe that's just
fair.
a gulf in talent.
No.
You're fine. You make little mistakes.
Just a real musician, Carl.
Yeah.
No, it's more like because I make electronic music, a flaw in it is like unforgivable. On a guitar,
Fair
you're
enough.
like, I hear the fucking bum note there,
Yeah.
but you
Yeah.
know, if I just put a little reverb here and a little, you know what I mean? You're
You
just
can
like,
tweak it out.
yeah, I can get a little, got away with that one a little bit there. Like,
Yeah.
my shit, if it's like, I'll make a full song and a bass note is a fucking a millisecond off, or a bass drum or a snare hits at the wrong time. It's just, well, just
Out the window.
yeah, out the fucking window.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it's. But again, I find live instruments a lot more satisfying to play. Like I'm in a band now at the
Yeah.
moment. Shout out to Mojo, just as a side project thing. I'm playing bass, and like I barely, I'm dubbed as the James Milner of bass guitar. Just can just kind of just cover himself on it. Knows how to get
Yeah.
away with it. But
That's what he needs to do.
yeah, it's a satisfying. It's very satisfying to me. Like of music thing is an actually playing the instrument.
Yeah.
Like for
Yeah, I
me,
get that.
my music highs would be actually instruments, DJing, and then vocals very last. I hate singing. I really dislike it. I do it for Rob because we
He
just
is the
don't
singer.
have a singer.
Yeah, if you think you're bad, I'd love to hear your honest opinion of what me and AZ are like.
No, I think you guys are good rappers.
Yeah, that's
I
you can
think
leave
that's
it there.
fair.
You can leave it there. That's cool.
No, but no, I genuinely think you guys are good rappers. But and I think I'm a good producer. I think
Yeah,
I'm good
yeah.
at making music. I think I'm a shit singer though. I'm just not gonna look at myself.
It's funny hearing you talk like that because I have been at that point recently where I'm trying to find a way to get more people listening to my stuff,
Yeah.
trying to get a bit more exposure out there. And I've been reaching out to a few people who were like, listen, do you want to do some stuff together? Do you want to collaborate a bit? You know, I reached out to, I think you actually know Connor Farrell.
I do, yeah.
Yeah,
he's
Josh
our
coming on
live
the
guitarist.
podcast.
believe it or
Oh,
not.
no way.
Yeah.
No way. Yeah, I
He's
reached
on the
out-
podcast in
Yeah.
a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I reached out to him
Keep
like
tuned.
last week and said, listen, dude, do you want to do, because I've been seeing a lot of his guitar stuff on Instagram and on social
He's a
media.
great guitarist.
And
Yeah.
he's really good.
Oh, he's
I
fantastic.
remember,
He's
like,
fantastic, yeah.
I mean, no offense when I say this, but I remember when we were in school and he was shit.
Yeah. As we all
No
were
offense.
at one stage.
Yeah, we all were, absolutely.
Yeah, fuck you,
to
Connor.
see the absolute progression he's gone through and become an incredible guitarist
Absolutely fantastic,
it's
yeah.
astounding. I'm so happy for him.
Oh, it's brilliant.
So I dropped him a message to say, listen, I'm loving the stuff you're doing. Have you any interest in, getting together and just putting some shit together, see what happens?
Yeah.
And he was totally down for it. Now it's a bit hard because I'm in London and he's over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I'd love to still do that. And you guys talking about, you don't feel like you're great at vocals and that kind of stuff. I'd love to come in and do something.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd
yeah.
love to put together something, even something Linkin Park-esque.
Yeah. It's
Even something, with clean guitar and vocals. I'd love to just collaborate in that kind of regard.
Absolutely. Well, that brings me on to my next pitch for a thing. I have this album coming. It's called Four Stepping Friends.
Said we were going to stop shouting out the music, but you do this. This one, it's a solo project. This might actually do well.
Absolutely. I promise you, by the next time we're together, I'll have something for you, music-wise, for us to do together. Because
That'd be
it's two in the pipeline. We've done fucking like the man started my musical journey. The fact that
You're
we don't.
Mr. Miyagi
He's
and
my
you
Mr.
haven't done a
Miyagi.
song
Come
with
full
him.
The
circle,
fact
doesn't
that
it?
we don't have a song together already is criminal. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, but I honestly cannot recommend Conor Farrell highly enough. He has been
No,
absolutely
he's a
brilliant for us.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
And he's such a nice dude.
He's the nicest guy
Yeah.
in the world.
Such a
nice
nice
guy.
dude.
Yeah.
For those who don't know him, you will know him on the future podcast.
He's not on.
And
no,
you'll
the
see.
1st of March. That's when he's booked. in
Yeah,
for.
we don't have upload dates really. They
Yeah.
don't know when this.
When he
co-
gets
I
done,
don't
it's
know when
done.
this video is coming out. Okay.
But no, he's brilliant, and what I'll say to you, dude, to conclude this podcast,
yeah. Finish up.
just keep fucking going because you've got it all there. Do you know what I mean? You've got the look. I can't tell you how much I really think you're attractive because of that whole family thing. But
They don't need to know, Jordan. They don't need to know.
you've got the look. You've got the techers on the guitar and the vocals down as well. So it's just I know it's hard with music wise. Get yourself a fucking interface and upload it. Even if you're kind of like it's a bit, just keep fucking uploading. At the moment, if you're going for YouTube, man, that's why we're doing this fucking. We have lights and a fucking camera for this podcast shit.
Yeah.
It's YouTube is just quantity. Gimme. Because you could spend what we were doing is we were spending fucking
6 months.
4 to 6 months
Yeah.
making one tune, thinking this tune's gonna fucking lift
And make
off,
it a
it's
hit.
gonna make it a hit.
Yeah.
Like-
And we'd spend weeks upon fucking weeks mixing, mastering, doing this and that, and then you bring it out and it gets 20 views on YouTube. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
I
you're
know
just
what you
like,
mean. I know what you mean.
it's so disheartening. Do a cover. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
someone said it perfect on YouTube. It's literally like if you're doing it onto YouTube and Facebook, just upload, like even if it's once a week at the start, keep uploading, and then eventually you'll just get this one follower who'll just go, I'll just fucking watch everything you do because I really like you.
Yeah, I mean, I do that
And
to
then-
YouTubers,
yeah,
so I totally get that.
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
totally get that.
Absolutely. But then one turns into two and two turns into four. And eventually you get this small little family of viewers and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger the longer. So, yeah, just keep fucking going with it, man, because you've got it. This come
Yeah.
from, no, this coming from, we've got the YouTube game down.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Watch
yeah.
18 views on this video. I'll call it right now.
No, I totally get that. And it's funnily enough something that Connor said to me as well.
Yeah.
He's like, just put stuff out there. Get your phone out, record it on something like your phone and put it up. Get what you want to get out there as
Yeah.
something. Just make it happen.
Just put it fucking up. That's at the end of the day. Just put
Exactly.
it up. Just get it out
Exactly.
there.
Yeah.
That's it. I'd love to see more covers from you, just shredding on your fucking shit on
Definitely.
guitar and stuff like that. I did what you did. You did a Back in Black AC/DC out in your little shed.
Seen
thing.
it.
Oh yeah,
Seen
I've got
that was
I've
good.
got a
Your
couple
little
of
trailer.
absolute-
Where's the full video, Luke? Come on.
I know. Well, do you know what? Funnily enough, I do actually have that full video on YouTube. So on YouTube, I've got and there's a funny story behind it.
Okay.
I've got 3 lead guitar videos.
Yes.
One is Back in Black, one is I Believe in a Thing Called Love, and one is Sweet Child of Mine.
Yeah.
All songs that I've loved to play for years. And I ended up putting them together while I was at home about, it must have been the summer, maybe? It was a while ago. And I ended up recording them with my dad.
Yeah.
Because I was getting involved with a music agency.
Yeah.
They were looking for some audition videos, and they were going to try to send me out on gigs.
Yeah.
Like
Like
pub and hotel bar kind of
thing.
gigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would all be cover stuff.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't anything
Yeah,
like
we fucking start somewhere. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
exactly. And it would have been good money. It would have been great experience. And I put those 3 videos together to send to him, which he loved. I'm still to this day on the roster of that agency.
Yeah.
I still haven't gone anywhere because the clients have to make their final decision, and I just haven't gotten the pick. Whatever, it happens.
Oh, 100%.
But there's 3 of those. I've also got a full promotional video by
Yeah, I seen your
those
promo
agencies
video.
up there as well.
Pretty fucking sick. Your promo video.
I'm pretty happy about it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
I've seen the
badass.
promo.
Yeah, you look
I've
like a
seen the
rock star
promo.
in it.
Listen, professional done stuff is so hard to come by.
Yeah.
At this stage.
Tell me
you
about
know,
it. Look at
so
this
having
podcast.
it is-
Yeah.
having it
The
is
closest you're
invaluable.
ever going to get.
We have windbreakers just to hide how cheap the mics are. But, no, man, honestly, yeah, it's shit like that. It can be so disheartening, the fucking music thing, though, when you put the effort in and you get 2 viewers, and one of
Yeah,
them is your
I get
mum.
it.
But
Yeah.
And
yeah.
2 likes are your mum and your probably your
and just,
grandmother.
yourself.
Your own account, yeah. We've been there.
Your mum makes some fake accounts just to give it 5 views.
Absolutely, but fucking no, I'd say that you keep going, bro. I know it's hard, but yeah, keep
know,
going
I
with it,
know.
man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna link you some stuff after. We'll talk about it off camera, just
Yeah.
for you to get yourself a little setup going.
And we are going to link all your stuff in the description of this video.
Tell the camera
Sick.
where your socials are at.
Check it down
We'll
here.
have them in the links there. Do you want to say
Sick.
it to the camera as well?
Yeah, I've got a few. So I've got a Facebook page, which is just Luke O'Halloran Music. I can spell that, but it'll be down below. Anyway, it's not as hard to spell as you think it might be. My YouTube is also just that, just Luke O'Halloran. You'll probably be able to find it. There might be a couple of them, but you'll probably recognize my face at this point. You've seen it enough tonight.
It's beautiful.
My Twitter and my Instagram, which I don't really do an awful lot of music stuff on, but feel free to follow me there if you'd like. It's Perpheril, spelled Perpheril. There's a story behind that. Story for another day.
We'll save it for the second podcast.
Yeah.
When you come
Yeah, I
back.
kind of I misspelled a word this one time and I never lived it down, so let's just go with that. But yeah, if any of you out there have enjoyed this, please follow me, subscribe on my YouTube, all that. Like, you know how it works.
And subscribe to
Perfect.
us too while you're at it.
Yeah, like we're out here, doing stuff
Right
too.
on the graph. Well, dude, it's a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much. A happy birthday.
Thanks, dude. It was a
And-
pleasure to be here.
Great
Enjoy
to
your
have
night
you
now.
on. The first official
party
guest. You will
on.
go down in history of this podcast forever and ever as the first guest. We'll have you back on, I'm sure, at some stage in the future to get an update on what you're doing.
Yeah, man, I'd love to.
Yeah,
It's been a
absolutely.
blast. I've
It's-
really enjoyed this. First time I've ever done a podcast.
You should do more. You're good. You're doing
Yeah.
much.
I enjoy it.
This
I
is
enjoy
fun.
it.
This
This
is
is
great.
fun. But anyway, guys, like and subscribe to the video. Check out Luke's socials down below. Follow him on all that social media jazz. And us if you still have the time after the video. And thanks for watching. See you next week.
Peace out.
Thanks, guys.